Welcome to the Liberace Mansion.
Welcome to Under the Vegas Sun, looking at the people, the events, and the news surrounding Las Vegas and the entire Vegas Valley. Hello, I'm Steve Schorr. We are live from the Liberace Mansion. A community's business that's so important to its success. But how do you gauge it? What do you do with it? How do you make sure that the business in your community is doing all the things it needs to do? One of the organizations that does that is the Chamber of Commerce, but they do so much more. On our program today, we'll meet the president and the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce in Las Vegas and find out just exactly what they'll be doing. We'll be right back. Stay with us. The success of a community, it is something that so many people work very, very hard to bring about. But what does it take to be a successful community? What does it take to be a successful city? Our very special guest on the program today is an individual very much involved in all of that. She is indeed the president and CEO of the Las Vegas Metro Chamber of Commerce. Mary Beth Sewald, welcome to our program.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate getting to be here.
Well, I appreciate you being here because I know how much pressure is brought to bear on you to do exactly what I was just talking about, which is to make this community safe and successful. There are a lot of things that have gone on regarding Southern Nevada over the past few years that have impacted the community. Some very good, some very challenging. I use the word challenging. Where do you personally see the community right now? Where do you see us being? Are we in a stage now of still recovering, or are we in a stage of moving completely forward?
Well, that's a great question, Steve. I think the Las Vegas community in general, and what we hear from our members at the Las Vegas Metro Chamber of Commerce, is that this city is growing and thriving and that we are in full recovery mode. Not only that, but moving ahead quickly with the onset of all the sporting events and the teams that are coming here to Las Vegas. I sit on the governor's sporting events committee for Southern Nevada, and I think truly it couldn't be a better time in our history, and I think there's a lot of excitement being generated among the business community right now. There certainly are challenges, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. We know that, and we can talk about what those are as well, but I think in general, I think things are moving ahead, and they're moving ahead pretty quickly.
2007, 2008, this community struggled. We have talked on this program before about the cyclical nature of the economy of Southern Nevada. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It seems to me, now that we have recovered from the 2007-8 year, that the economy now is on the increase. And I believe, this is just me, I believe we are facing probably the strongest growth period that this community has ever seen before. Agree or disagree?
I do agree with you, Steve, and I hear a lot from our economists in Las Vegas, Southern Nevada, and the entire state. Of course, the North is also experiencing a big boom as well. And our businesses talk about thriving. They talk about their challenges, in hiring a talent pool and workforce development. But I think in general terms, the real estate is booming again, and I think overall the economy is really thriving and moving forward, and people are pretty excited.
There is a time when you look at Las Vegas that we are, despite what some people from outside the community believe, we are very much like every other major city in America. Because of that, there's a lot of people that look at our major industry, which is tourism, which is gaming, as being not what it should be, maybe. Not as big as it should be, not producing the revenues that it should be, so on and so forth down the line. But as it is the core of this economy, do you think people kind of shortchange what gaming really does for Nevada?
I think actually they do, as a matter of fact. I think, Nevada is actually a very diverse state. If you think about mining, you think about the diversity of the geography here from the north to the south to the rurals of Nevada. I think the state is a little more diverse than some folks give it credit for. However, I would say, gaming, a lot of the industries do more for the communities than a lot of people know about. And some of the industries don't necessarily want everybody to know. They just want to be quiet and they want to do what's right for their cities and their communities. But yeah, I think there's a lot being done. The gaming community does a lot for Las Vegas and the entire state. But it is becoming more and more fragmented. As you know, we have gaming across the world. And
now sports books around the world.
Right, right. It used to be Las Vegas was the gaming and entertainment capital of the world, and now we have a little more competition. But I think all in all, when you consider all of that, Las Vegas is still Las Vegas.
There is a part of this community that I often believe is forgotten, and that is the importance of the small businesses. We always hear of the large businesses that are here. We always hear of what they do, but it's the small businesses. It's that mom and pop place that often produces the jobs that are so critically important to the success of this community as it is in any community. How do you, as the president and CEO of the Chamber, make sure that it's those businesses that receive the benefits and receive the accolades that they should to bring about the success in this community?
Boy, you hit the nail right on the head, Steve, with that one. The small businesses make up 85 to 90% of our membership at the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, and they are the fabric and the lifeblood and the engine that drives our economy. And truly think about the big businesses and the gaming industry, and that's amazing and it's huge here. But it's those small sole proprietors, it's the small businesses, 1 to 50 employees, they're the ones who drive things here. And in any economy, not just Las Vegas, it's across the world, frankly. And the Chamber does a lot to provide resources to startups, to entrepreneurs. We do a lot to give them a lot of recognition. We have a program called Business Excellence Awards, where we honor the businesses that do well and that give back to the community. So there are so many resources that we have.
Customer care awards.
Customer service excellence.
To me,
yes.
There's nothing more important than the way we take care of our customers.
Right.
And I separate myself from customer service to customer care because I believe there is a differential between the two. Anybody can service the customer. Taking care of the customer is the key to it all. And I know what the Chamber does is honor those who truly take care of the customers. But the Chamber does something more. One of the struggles the Chamber faced after 2007, 2008, and when the Affordable Care Act came in, was they did away and had to do away with a very, very important facet for small businesses, which was the insurance, the health insurance. It harmed a lot of businesses. If I'm not mistaken, at one time, the Chamber's health program involved some 20,000 individuals. 20,000 individuals had to go away. Now, there's an opportunity that the Chamber could be bringing that back. That's critical for the success of business, I believe.
It really is, Steve, and we're very excited because the Las Vegas Chamber has enjoyed the faith of the White House and the Department of Labor, and they have been so supportive of our leadership and our innovative approach to bringing back the association health plans or affordable insurance, because our small businesses in Las Vegas... It is affordable
insurance, and that's the key. It's affordable insurance.
So we've had companies who have told us, and we've done surveys as well, they've said, we have had to get second jobs just to pay for our insurance. So, and I met a new member of the Chamber just yesterday, and he said to me, he came up to me so excited, and he said, you have to bring back this affordable insurance for us. And I said, tell me more. He said, we have a small business. My wife and I have a small company. We've had to lay off people because we can't afford their health insurance. He said, I laid off a single mom with 2 kids. And he said, now, if you can bring back this affordable health insurance, he said, my wife and I need it. My company needs it.
That's a tough task for you.
My employees need it.
That's a tough task
It's a tough task. But I said, wow. Okay, that was inspirational and motivational. Not that I needed any inspiration to bring back this great plan, but we're working with local carriers here in the state of Nevada, and we hope to have a carrier selection and a plan in place by September 1st.
And that will make a difference. To small businesses, as you said, it will make a difference because right now they're struggling. Right now they don't know how to be able to do it. And I think anytime, again, go back to what I said earlier, it's the small businesses that truly are the vibrant blood of any community. It's how successful they become to make it all successful as a community. But there's other things. There are other things. And the Chamber of Commerce over time has been very, very influential at the state legislature. We have the 80th, I can't believe it's the 80th state legislature that will begin on February 4th of 2019. That will be a very, very interesting time for us within the state of Nevada. Clearly, we'll have a new governor. Clearly, we'll have new members of the state legislature. There's many people who believe that the potential is that one party could get 2/3 vote, which would mean that it would be veto-proof of no matter what happens as far as the governor's race is concerned. Why has the chamber become so involved in the politics of Nevada?
That's a great question, Steve. You know, it's so important that the Chamber has always taken a leadership role in advocating on behalf of all of Nevada's businesses, Southern Nevada especially, but all of Nevada's businesses. And particularly the 2015 session was a critically important legislative session because we actually were doing more damage control than anything in 2015. And there were hundreds of bills that we fought against that would have been detrimental to Southern Nevada's business community and the whole state. So that's why.
I've covered a total of 18 legislative sessions in my career, 18 legislative sessions. The 2 legislative sessions that I can remember where businesses became at risk were 2003 and 2015. Those were critical years. I'm going to take a break for a couple of seconds. When I come back, I want to talk about issues that I feel are critical to the success of this state, critical to what goes forward with this state, affecting families, parents, children, and of course businesses. We'll take a break for a couple of seconds. When we come back, I'm telling you, this will be a very, very interesting legislative session. We'll get to that in just a couple of seconds. Stay with us. The strength of any economy are the businesses. The strength of the businesses are all the things that they have to go through on a daily basis to make sure they can be successful. A very special guest of the program once again, Mary Beth Sewald, the President and CEO of the Metro Chamber of Commerce in Las Vegas. Welcome back to our program.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay, let's talk about the 80th session of the state legislature and what we faced during that session. Let me talk about first my favorite topic, and that's education. I have spoken to many, many, many business organizations. I've spoken to many businesses looking to come into Las Vegas. I've spoken to many people who kind of enjoy putting Las Vegas down because of education. I take great umbrage of that because I think our education here is not as bad as people think it is. I think our problem is that we're broken on what we do with education and how we fund education. In the past, the Metro Chamber and the Chamber of Commerce has been very strong on the education issues. But it is clear now, considering everything that's gone on, considering the issues that have taken place regarding marijuana and the marijuana tax in schools, that our education formula is broken. Tell me what you see the Chamber of Commerce and its very influential group of people that go up to Carson City, our state capital, in dealing with the education issues of our state.
Well, you're right, Steve. We are unfortunately, it seems like everybody says we're at the bottom of the best lists and the top of the worst lists, and education, unfortunately, has been one of those. I would also agree with you that it's not as bad as some people like to say. Do we need to fix things? I think absolutely. And not too many people will argue that, especially the members of the chamber who come to me and say, Chamber of Commerce, help me find talented workforce. They'll say the talent pool is very shallow. How do we find these young kids, get them young, even get them into the trades, if they don't want to go to college, that's okay.
It's okay.
Let's get them into the trades and teach them and integrate them and connect them with the companies in Las Vegas and Southern Nevada that need their skills. Because not everybody has the skill to be a doctor or a lawyer and so forth. You know, some of us build things, work with our hands and so forth. So those are very valuable as well. So I just recently joined a board called Workforce Connections, that organization, and we are working and collaborating with many other groups in Southern Nevada to try to develop and come up with innovative ways that we can really work on Southern Nevada and the whole state, our education system here. And when we go to Carson City, that is absolutely another thing that we advocate on behalf of, not only K through 12, but we also advocate on behalf of our higher education as well.
We have a brand new superintendent of schools, Dr. Jesus Jara, who the jury is out yet, I believe. I think there's a lot of things that he has to do. But one of the things that he has clearly stated is that we've got to change what we're doing today. When as a community, we have to go to the Philippines to find 150 special education teachers because we can't find them in America. When we have classrooms that are still 30, 32, 35, 40 children deep in a single classroom, we've got to be able to fix that. When we start a school year without not having enough teachers, that we have to use substitutes because we don't have enough teachers, it is broken. It's broken. We've got to fix that. One of the other things that I believe we have to fix, as far as a lot of things that take place, and I've talked about it on this program before, and that is gender equality and equal pay for equal work. I don't know if we have done enough in Nevada to make sure those things take place. The Chamber's been very strong. Where does the Chamber stand on gender equality, equal pay, equal work?
Well, the Chamber is very staunchly for gender equality, equal pay, equal work, and so forth. And I think we have a long track record of doing so and advocating on behalf of employee rights and so forth, in addition to benefits that would work toward the employer as well. I think there's a common a middle ground where we can all come together and have a great employee base, employer base, and then also treat the employees with respect and pay them equally. So I think that's something that the Chamber will always continue to advocate on behalf of both sides.
One of the issues that did come up that the Chamber did stand very strong on, there were a total of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 41 bills that the governor vetoed during the 2017 legislative session. 41 bills that those vetoes held. One of the vetoes was dealing specifically with increasing the minimum wage, and there were half a dozen bills, if not more, at the state legislature to raise the minimum wage. Where is the Chamber going to be again? Where is the Chamber going to be? Because minimum wage impacts so much more than people think it impacts. It has a huge impact on business, especially small business. Where's the Chamber going to be?
The Chamber stands behind our business members when they tell us this. We had so many members actually go to Carson City with us and advocate about this issue surrounding minimum wage. And while I think it's important that our employees are paid fairly for the work that they do, a lot of our members said, you don't understand, legislators in Carson City, what this would do incrementally to our business if we're forced to pay these new minimum wage increases. So I think the domino effect that could occur, and it's important that our legislators understand and that we go on behalf of our businesses and educate them on just exactly what the implications are.
There is another topic I want to talk about. We all know the impact that 1 October had on Southern Nevada and Las Vegas in particular. Having a son who is a first responder, I know the impact that took place on first responders throughout this community, along with the community itself. It's all about public safety, and it's all about doing the right things for public safety. There have been, over time, so many controversies surrounding what are we spending, what are we doing, what are we caring about when it comes to public safety. Public safety, people want to be safe. They want to be safe at home, they want to be safe at school, they want their children to be safe at school, they want to be safe on the streets. Tell me where the Chamber is in keeping this community safe.
Well, the Chamber has been advocating regarding Homeland security. That's an issue that's also near and dear to our hearts because in Las Vegas, the entire Strip is considered as one entity and not individual properties. And the Chamber stands firmly behind our properties in Las Vegas. I mean, imagine the Strip is very large, it's very long, and so the square mileage alone is astronomical when you think about one property, such as 1 October, and when you think about the sheer magnitude of the funding that would be needed for each of those properties as opposed to one big property, I think it's pretty obvious what needs to happen there, and the Chamber stands behind changes for Homeland Security to secure funding for each of the individual properties.
I'll give you an easy one now. I've thrown enough to you. Let me give you an easy one.
Okay.
I honestly believe, as I have stated in the program, that we are facing the single largest growth period that we have ever faced before in this community. Now, it's aided by a number of different things. It's aided by the great success already of the Vegas Golden Knights, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders, potentially Las Vegas NBA team. We already have a very successful WNBA team. We have a soccer team, the Las Vegas Lights. We have a great baseball team in the 51s. Sports could become a centerpiece in what the future of this community is. Agreed?
I think it could become a centerpiece. I think Las Vegas is Las Vegas, and we will always be the entertainment and gaming capital of the world. We have shows.
Thank goodness
we
will
have food.
Be.
Yes, we have everything here. We have the best in culinary and cuisine that you could ask for in the entire world. And I think as gaming grows and we aspire to be more of a world-class city, more than we already are, I think these sporting teams and events will just add to that.
One final question for you. The involvement of the public, the involvement of businesses. There are leaders within this community, as they are in any community. But I personally believe that it's the involvement of the people that can make the difference. You deal with literally hundreds of businesses. Where do you see the importance of individual involvement and business involvement in the future of this community?
The future of this community, I think the future hinges on our involvement. I think from an individual level all the way up through the mom and pop companies, the medium and small and medium sized companies, to the very, very large companies and the gaming companies like MGM, Grand, Wells Fargo, and the different companies. They really get involved on a grassroots level, and it's so important that go out and volunteer in your schools. Go volunteer.
Oh yes, please join the PTA.
Join the PTA, but volunteer and do things, because our community needs that, I think, now more than ever.
And I think because the community is becoming more cosmopolitan, neighborhoods become more and more and more important. And that gives people an opportunity to become involved in the neighborhood. Great efforts are going on to protect neighborhoods, and I think the key is for people to be involved.
I think it is, Steve. You really hit that on the head. The more that we grow, that just means the more important our communities are. There are neighborhood watch programs you can get involved in. I think there's so many opportunities, and it's so fulfilling to be that engaged. And when you actually give back, you actually get more than you give. But it's just one of those important things that we need to do here in Las Vegas to make our community even stronger.
Vegas strong, like Boston strong, like New York strong, like LA strong, is really people strong. And the stronger we become as a community, as individuals, the better our community will be. Thank you very much for being with us. You've been very, very insightful, and I appreciate all of your knowledge and all of your insight today.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you.
Thank you.
You know, we are a community. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're watching now in California or Chicago, wherever you are. It is a community of people, wherever you live. No matter what the problems are in that community, it's up to you to help solve them. As the saying goes, if you're not part of the solution, you're really part of the problem. Become part of the solution. We'll have some closing words in just a moment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Frankie Shinta, downtown's king of entertainment. You're watching Under the Vegas Sun with Steve Schorr.
You know, I'll say it again. I think it's very important for all of us to become involved in whatever community you live in, wherever you are. It's very, very important for people, when the issues come up, to become involved. That's what makes towns successful. That's what makes communities successful. Talking about success, Las Vegas once again has signed up yet another fabulous group to be in residence in Las Vegas. Yes, Aerosmith, the one and only Aerosmith, have just announced they're going to be in residence here in Las Vegas at the Park Hotel. Also in Las Vegas, One of the great events that takes place is called Life is Beautiful. This year, Life is Beautiful will also feature 70 different restaurants. It will become a culinary masterpiece in Las Vegas. That will happen in September. I'm Steve Schorr. Until the next time, be safe and enjoy life under the Vegas sun.